7.
And that's why Chairman Mao's not an idiot.
Hello and welcome to Empire of the Lost, Week 11, Season 2, next. How's everybody doing, mates?
Go die.
Absolutely
Fine.
wonderful.
So we're not going to have a Melendez today, unfortunately. And we're going to have another criminal after the second break, but we'll get to that once it's there. But
What am I talking about?
it's been a while. Between sickness
It's been a
and
while.
other plans, yeah. But we're back, and we're ready to continue with our story. So, how about all you guys do a recap of what happened in last game's game?
Okay, so my name's Val now. Hi.
For depressed.
So we got to the town of North Crystal Lake. There's a big cathedral in the distance. Apparently, it used to be a cathedral or temple of Dove. A certain person in our party, Miss Arsis, was not too keen on the fact that it's probably been made. According to Akiyama, it's been made into like a market, so we'll have to see how that goes. The party decided to split up with the three, Raikor, Fayana, and myself, to go to the other side of Crystal Lake. Like, it was like the east or west side, away from people, considering the fact that I did not want to be found out and cause a ruckus for everyone else. The others, Mr. Akiyama, Miss Arsis, Mr. Rowe, did anyone else go with them? Is that it? Oh yes, and Melindus. Melindus did go with you all. Yes, she did. Melindus and Melindus all went into town to see some stuff and also to purchase some equipment. First they went to a jeweler's in order to cash in on those rods. After some bartering, Akiyama was able to get a fairly fair price for them. While Melindus and Rowe were eyeing up the jewelry, Arsis especially found a ring, I believe, that was... It appealed to her in a certain way that after some deliberation, Akiyama decided, hey, I should probably get that ring for her. So, in secret, he asked the jeweler if he could purchase that ring for her, marking down the coin that he would get for cashing the rods. Rowe, having asked, I believe Rowe was the one who actually encouraged Akiyama to do it after asking Arsis, oh, do you like something? He's like, oh yes, I wanted to get that for Fayana. And he's like, oh great, cool. Akiyama, you should get that for her. He's like, yeah, should get it for her. So, so he did. After the jewelers, they went to talk to a certain Crag blacksmith in the slummier areas of the city. They were able to get some weapons that Rowe deemed to be in fairly good shape. Pretty good swords, and there was like a pretty good armor piece that was way too expensive, so it was like, yeah, nah. After that, the party decided to split off, with Rowe taking the chest, along the big chests of coin and stuff, along with Melindus, back to the camp, while Akiyama and Arsis decided they can head off to the market temple for Arsis to see what has become of it. In the meantime, Val, Fayana, why am I talking to myself in the third person? Fayana, and Raikor were sitting around talking shit. Fayana decided to try and teach us Felian. It was an interesting experience watching Raikor meow for a couple hours. Also purr. Anyway, then heard like a big crash, and Tori came out of the forest. Apparently he's a barber of some royal family. It's weird. He was quite rude though, so just let him fuck off. So we talked a bit more about things. After that, we talked for a bit more. Melindis and Ro got back. Talked about what happened there. Melindis brought out a flyer that she had actually found on the ground while searching the town. Turns out it's from her past circus days, and she doesn't like that because she actually had to escape from there because they were bad people. We were like, circus people. Yeah, sure. We've dealt with the dark and freaking like, it's fine. We're fine. After that, something else happened. A Chthon came out of the woods. Melindis was quite jumpy because of the topic at hand, but not Akiyama. Valreath, I keep going for Akiyama for some reason. Valreath was able to surmise. Wait. Are you looking for a barber? They nod and he points him in the right direction, so he goes in the right direction. After that, the Chthon came back came back dragging an invisible now barber. Only Val could see what he was dragging back. And actually some, like, again, I feel like the Chthon is the good guy in this situation because he seemed very, gentlemanlike, or they. I don't know what gender they were, because they actually paid me, for my services, for helping him. Like, see? What a swell guy. So I got some coins out of that. Yeah. And then he fucked off into the woods, and everyone else was pretty concerned about that, but then Melindis flashed them and went into the lake, and everyone just focused on that. And then after that, Arceus and Archeom were about to enter into the temple.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to add anything else from anybody else?
Fiona
Valor
also... Go on.
I was going to say what Valerie forgot to mention is that Ro got him a lovely fishing hat, complete with lures and hooks, and I went to North Crystal Lake and all I got was a stupid tunic sort of t-shirt thing.
You also got spooked by a woman wearing a mask.
I almost punched a woman, yes, and so she flirted with me.
That's how it works.
Yep.
If you show you're willing to do some good old abuse, then they like that. They're into that.
Treating me and keeping keen.
And then also Fiona told us that, yeah, the Avatar of Avarice is starting to influence her in a bit. She wanted to take the ring from the bush that we threw it in, so, yeah.
Yeah, she's becoming Gollum.
Yeah, we should probably just put her down.
Hey.
We should probably just euthanize her.
Yeah.
Shut up,
Get a
Philip.
new one. They sell them at like pet stores and stuff like that, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
You're right.
Hey.
Dime a dozen, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
No, she's special.
They're all the
Exactly.
fucking same.
Adopt some alley cat, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
There's none like her.
Go to the local RSPCA, just pick up a cat.
That's one with mange, so at least reminds us of Fiona.
Fiona, are you doing well? Why are you talking to yourself in the third person?
Got a new
Val
token.
was doing it.
Val.
Yes, but he's a demon. You're not.
Exactly, thank you.
Shut up.
Not a very good friend.
I'm the best friend.
Ossus isn't there. She's in the city.
Yeah.
The Arceus of the mind is there though.
Masters of the Mind.
Yeah,
I have now been deleted. I'm back. Sorry.
So, with that, let's go ahead and dive into today's story. We catch up with the camera as it moves through North Crystal Lake, going through the busy, hustling districts, passing all the verve that seem to be on watch silently, looking over the city like an eagle in wait, while moving down the roads, finding the legs of Akiyama and Arceus as the camera pans up to follow the two as they make it into the big trading district from where we last left off. Moving through here, you can see a reflection of the literal means of menagerie. Different cultures, different items, different things all together seem to be on display on different carts, buildings that seem temporary, but filled to the brim with exotic spices and colors and robes and things that, if you were native to only a specific part of the empire, would send your mind buzzing in a tizzy with everything. It's like seeing color for the first time as you start walking through this grand bazaar, locked in the skeleton frame of what was once a temple of Dove. And as the camera goes through all these different exciting views, it finally rests back on Arceus and Akiyama. Arceus, her head cast downwards, and her lips pressed into a tight line, while crossing her arms over her chest and just walking very, what's the word? Stiff. And just staying silent next to Akiyama.
Are you going to be alright?
I'll be fine. Let's just do what we need to do here and leave.
That's the plan. And so, having a look around, is there anything visible selling things like healing staffs, or do you want me to make a roll, or want me to ask around?
There is definitely stores that have interesting accoutrements and things that could be of magic nature, but yes, you would need to make a search check for a healing staff.
Okay, that is something I can do. I will roll my search check. There you are.
Alright.
Okay, I'm good at that.
So, while looking through here, eventually you come on go down a street in this large, the temple itself is so large that it can encompass what would be full street sizes inside it. So it's like you're walking down a street even though you're walking through the building. And you find going down one of these streets, across the street from a fortune teller in this shady, colorful, it's fake, but looks like a tree, lodging, is this shingled roof, wrought wood furnitured, kiosk.
Okay.
And sitting at it seems to be a Verve currently polishing one staff, but next to him, behind him, and above him and around him, staffs to the number that he seems to have for his wares, as he's just leaning back in his chair, currently polishing the velvet-colored orb on top of the staff currently.
Okay. So, anyone already checking out his stuff, or at the moment is he currently, is just him there?
As you look around, you see another person, a female Verve, currently moving through each of the staffs, picking them up and seemingly straightening them in their displays. You either assume this person must be a companion in work or something more. You're not too sure. But he doesn't seem to be tending to anyone currently.
Alright, I'll approach closer, more into the kiosks, making sure Arceus is at least following behind.
You look across the shoulder and sure enough, she is following, though really just in her own head.
Yeah, I get you. I'd approach. Excuse me, is this your store? To the male verb sitting behind.
No, it's not my store, but I can assume aid if you need something here. I work here.
Right. Do you sell healing staffs?
Healing staffs. Yes, we sell healing staffs. Is there a particular staff that you are looking to invest in? To buy?
Just a normal healing staff should be fine. Need a replacement, you see.
He looks over your shoulder and sees, like, oh, you have quite a dim light coming from that, my friend. Yes, I'm sure that we can assist you in this endeavor for you today. You're just looking for a heal, correct?
Yes, though I suppose if you have something else, I might like a look.
There are many things that Manson can find for you. You just have to point me in the right direction, my friend.
Well, what else can you offer me?
Well, we have staffs that have many effects. All, mind you, are sanctioned and approved in the name of the king here. So you should not have any issues using, as long as you have the capability to do so.
Of course.
And they have our special mark of approval. He rolls over the one staff and sees holding onto him. And what it looks like is an S mark. At one end looks like a snake with an open mouth, and the other end looks like a hawk.
Okay. So what's that one you've got there?
This one. This one is called Shasanak. It is good for mending and fixing more of the non-living variety.
That's something you'd ever really need to do.
But if you find yourself on the sad end of a disaster where your property may be destroyed and whatnot, a few uses of this can fix an entire house.
That'd be able to fix weaponry and armor as well? Or is that something more too specific?
He scratches his head. I would like to say this to you, but Manson is not one that likes to lie to customers. No. This has difficulty with craftsworks. Things of fine metal, things that are worked. It will work on the blades, yes, but they would no longer be blades, they would be their original forms. You see. It does what it needs to do by mending it completely.
I think I understand. Get too confused and see the work done as a damage to the original material.
Exactly.
And that can still heal people?
To a point. It can mend bone, it can fix breaking parts. In some cases, it even may be able to reattach limbs, but that is an extreme case.
So it can still do the same things a regular heal staff can do, but more.
Yes.
And how much would you be wanting for stuff like that?
Oh, my Shaza here. I would be able to part with this for 2,800 gold.
Yeah, that's a bit out of what I'm looking to buy.
Well, my friends, like I say, I am your divining rod. Point me in the direction that you look to be.
Well, I suppose I'll give a proper eye over to all the staffs now. Do you want me to roll a... should we say... Knowledge Arcana?
You could.
Okay.
Or you could just ask and I can tell you what he has.
I mean... I'll try to see what we can get from it myself, and then we'll...
So you can tell that primarily most of the things here are just your typical regular staffs. Though there are, including his, 4 that are make that you are not familiar with.
And in practical terms, that means everything's a heal staff except for those 4.
They're all staffs that would be on the staff list.
Is there a staff list?
Yeah, it's under the magic tomes.
Oh, okay, right. I suppose I'll look at the other specific ones. What's of these? They don't look like the average.
Ah, you are looking at the handiwork of the fine lady of the house. You see, she not only owns this establishment that we are here, Mona Sentinel. She is Mona. She is the enchanter. She's the one that made all of these.
No. They suddenly seem like good work.
They are the best that you can get in North Crystal Lake, if not the Empire, my friend.
So what do these ones do?
This one is called Farik. A touch of this can create a person to fly as if they had the wings of a great creature for a short time.
Right.
This one is called Jachon. It creates a portal that one could put any item that can fit in it, which would be safe in that place, as long as the person wielding the staff has it in their hands, or on their person.
Right.
This is Requiem. Unfortunately, this one is not for sale.
That's a special one then.
It has a soon-to-be owner.
Right. Already ordered. I understand.
But if these things catch your fancy, then we would be more than happy to help. You watch as the Vervin woman makes her way towards you, currently leaning on the table and seemingly starting to take interest in your guys' conversation. Do you find things to your liking, sir?
Yes, everything's fine. I think I'll just go for more usual staff. But I can definitely appreciate the handiwork put into it.
The appreciation has gone noted and is very much so respected. You seem to be a man of the cloth, no?
That's correct, yes.
She takes her hand out, brings it to her forehead, and as if she's like pinching all her fingers to something on her forehead, she pinches it and then bows and it's like, "Honored be to you to the talons."
Okay, I would return that. I'm assuming that's a typical like show of I don't know, what would you call it? What is it called? It's like a religious like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's the equivalent of that. Yeah, okay, I would return it. Point of view.
And like would come up back up after that. So she would turn and look to Arsis, who currently is still kind of in her head and just like looking down. I hope I did not mean anything to offend your friend.
No, there's no reason why you would be offending her.
Arceus actually starting to like pay attention more. It's like, oh no, yes. Thank you for greeting us. I'm sorry, I'm not. Just do not mind me.
She's feeling a bit under the weather, that's all.
I see. Well, I do hope that something here may be something to be to your aid in that.
Exactly. Suppose you sell just simple aid staffs.
Yes, we do. Mona would say.
One of those should be fine. How much do you sell them for?
1 staff of aid. That would come out to 600 gold pieces.
Alright. I'll just buy one of those.
Would you like it to be wrapped? We can do so with an extra 50 gold cost.
That won't be important. I'll be carrying it out anyway.
Sha, he says as Manson moves to do just that while Mona stands here, arms crossed over her chest and looking at the two of you. So what brings you to North Crystal Lake?
We're just traveling through the area. As I'm sure you know, priests have to travel quite a lot. Especially Swan. A lot of places don't have their own priest to Swan. So it's best if we travel around and show up where we are needed.
Are you with the group of people that is traveling back to Cedarwood?
No, I've traveled from Cedarwood.
For some reason, a lot of people that within the last day or so have been converging and making their way back there. People that said that they were once residents but having no clue why they left.
Really? Where are they now?
I believe a group of them left not this morning.
They've already left.
As far as I remember.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah.
It's around this time Manson would return back with the staff. It's like, in here you go. And as I said before, he gives you, or shows you the butt to it, and once again that S shape with the top end looking like an open mouth of a snake and the bottom end looking like the open mouth of a hawk. Seal of approval.
Thank you. Okay, I would take that, and he would pay the man or the woman. Either or, doesn't matter.
Shaza, he would say, giving a similar bow to like what the woman did while taking you for gold.
Okay, I'll return it again. Have a good day.
And you do the same.
And with that, head out. How's Arceus looking after all that?
Still a little quiet, though less aggravated with how properly mannered these people were, so
Yeah.
she's still upset, but not as fuming.
I get you.
So is this all that you had to do?
That's it. Wasn't as bad as I think either of us were expecting.
You know, places like this used to give off. It was like she was there. And to be so barren as it is now.
I know what you're talking about. I can always feel Swan being around. That's due to a more personal connection. But to the average person, if a place isn't blessed, then they can't really feel it at all.
Should I do something?
We can't do anything about this, not right now. That's why we're going where we're going.
But ignoring something like this, is that right?
I suppose it's not great. It's not very good, but sometimes if you actually want to make a big change, you have to ignore the smaller things. The small group that we are, there's nothing that we could do beyond putting ourselves all at risk. If we do what we were initially set out to do, we can do a lot more. And everything will work out in the long run.
As you're like saying this, a group of children like run past you guys, playing in the streets and whatnot. But almost to give off an eerie comparison, you watch as a couple of scabbards, like across the way, just walking in tandem in an opposite direction, like a view of the innocence of this place, but at the same time, the oppression, which in her face seems to just fill this area up with more sorrow for her.
Yeah. Well, do you still want to get close, or do you just want to go back?
We came here for a purpose. It would be wrong if we didn't come and finish that.
Right. We at least don't have to be in this area anymore. We can go to the more normal parts of town.
I would actually like it if we could find it here.
Are you sure?
If we're not going to do something about it, I at least want to commit some time to putting this place in memory.
Alright. I suppose we can. Yeah, I suppose we can.
She'd look at you, giving a nod, and begin to start on moving forward.
At this point, Akion is more following her, still keeping an eye out for clothing shops, but at this point it's what interests her is where we're going, so...
So, as the scene fades, it picks that back up currently. The sight of... One second. The sight of the party, those that are in the water currently splashing around in it. But those that didn't make their way inside currently just sitting down and watching, either out of curiosity or just doing whatever they want. You guys can describe what you're doing.
Asteron's counting the coins in the purse, seeing how many he actually just got.
I'm sorry, whom?
Who's the Sasquatch you speak of?
Valerie's doing that.
I'm attempting to skip rocks. Probably not very well.
Hopefully don't hit Melinda's. She's still in the water, I think.
Rose sat by the coast with his boots next to him, just his feet in the water.
Fiona's probably just sitting near the water as well, not doing anything.
And as you guys are just relaxing, throwing rocks in the water, doing whatnot, there's still memory in mind of the world-shattering break that Valerie heard to symbolize someone somewhere attempted to still see it on you guys. Fiona,
Yes?
I need you to make a willpower check.
Oh boy. Okay.
If you put points in it.
Yeah, I did.
You just feel a very sickening stomach ache that you initially attribute to gas, but no gas comes up and it just feels like you're just getting nauseous.
She would start holding her stomach then and start looking really uncomfortable.
Val would look over from counting the coins. Are you alright?
I feel really nauseous all of a sudden.
Do you want some water? Joe hands his water skin towards you.
Looking at the water, it doesn't really seem appetizing.
No. No thanks.
Well, if you need to do anything, if you want to upchuck, there's the water right there. It's like just gesture to the lake. If you want to keep the lake clean, there's bushes over there.
Yeah, she would get up from the water and head a little closer to the forest just in case. Not too far from the group, but...
Make a spot check for me.
Okay.
Val's also watching her as she goes, because she did talk about her being controlled by Avatar of Avarice, so let's keep a wary eye.
Mm-hmm.
I did my spot check, boys.
Well, just looking through there, you catch, just out of the corner of your eye, the liveliness of the forest. How much life is actually here, and remembering back just being in the dark for so long. And just the contrast of, literally, it's been days seeing green, and it's a new palette to you. But you watch as you see a small family of birds currently on a nest, just fluttering around, looking to be gathering twigs or whatnot for the nest.
Aww. She would kind of smile at that. That's kind of cute. Shut up.
For some reason, you want to kill them.
Of course. She would look at the birds and then force herself to look away and walk back towards the group. On second thought, I think I'm gonna stay over here.
Okay, well, I guess if you throw up, the grass will be fine with it. Unless you don't want the grass, in which case...
It's fine, Val.
Okay, I do have a hat in case you need.
Not in the
No,
hat.